the presentation, right?
Yes, I'm ready to go. I'm good for now.
He is ready to lead the session, Professor Violet. All right, we are now still waiting for Mas Lutfi from the Association of the Social Worker with People with Disability, but we also have Miss Dina Ayu, the vice, the co-chair ya, Kak Dina ya. She is with Mas Lutfi from the Indonesian Association of Social Worker with People with Disability.
Hello, Prof. Good to know you.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you. Introduce. My name is Dina, and I'm now on the being a project officer for leprosy and disability in Indonesia.
Mm.
And
Hope this session will be discuss a lot of more about the disability. Thank you, Prof.
I hope you'll find it helpful.
Okay, so
right.
Lutfi has already joined with us.
Mas Lutfi is here. Halo, Mas Lutfi.
Hello.
Halo.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah. Can you hear my voice?
Yes,
Okay.
clearly.
Yes.
Yeah, Mas Lutfi, will you
Open my camera.
your camera or not?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I will open my camera. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
wonderful.
Okay.
All right, we
Yeah.
already have everyone here in the forum, and we are 5 minutes before we start the lecture.
Yeah.
Suhaila will start the event at 2 o'clock, and we still have 5 minutes. We can now stand by, and at 2 o'clock, Suhaila will directly start the event. And we also already live stream in YouTube, so I think everything is ready from our side.
Yeah.
And for the sign language interpreters,
Mhm.
in America, you know, they usually take turns, and whoever isn't signing turns their camera off. So for your sign language interpreters, if you're not actively interpreting, feel free to turn your camera off.
Yeah, sure.
But thank you others for turning your camera on. I did another presentation recently where everyone turned off their cameras.
Mhm.
And it was just like talking to nobody. It was really strange. I know people think that it's better, but not for the speaker. I need, well, at least for me, I like to see folks, even if they're doing something else.
Yeah.
And I'll be asking some questions and things too, you know, so it'll be helpful when whoever chooses to have their camera on.
Mhm. Yep. Okay, so Hiras, you can also mention that during your intro that all participants are encouraged to turn on the camera during the session. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially in the photo session, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so Suhaila and Hiras will also mention that in the beginning of the session, Violet.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, you know about photo session. This thing make me aware that I'm already in Indonesia now.
Yeah, because in Indonesia, whether it's online or offline, we are required to have a photo session.
Yes, yes. You folks do love your photos.
Yeah.
When I was there in January and last month, I felt like a celebrity. I thought this must be what movie stars feel like because everybody wants your picture with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wherever you go, everyone want to take a picture with you.
Even people I don't know
Yeah.
want pictures with me.
Yeah.
We one day we went to oh my gosh, what is it? The park, the miniature park TMII.
TMI, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm blanking out on the full name.
Yeah.
We were just come in, and these guys approached my friend Gita. I was there with my friend Gita and her husband Haritz, and were asking her questions. I thought, are they trying to sell her something?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But no, they wanted to interview me. So I was like, I don't even know you, but like, okay, whatever. So we did a little interview with them. So yeah, I kind of stand out in Indonesia, and not because I'm tall.
Yeah.
Definitely, I am the opposite of tall.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, Professor Violet, Mas Lutfi, and everyone, without disturbing our warm conversation, but now we have 1 minute to go, and now I will let all participants in the waiting room come into the room, and then after that, Suhaila, I will offer the forum to you to start. All right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. So let me grab my coffee first.
sure. Suhaila, over to you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. Selamat siang. Welcome to the Social Work International Lecture Series. I'm sorry, I will repeat it. Welcome to the Social Work International Lecture Series. This event is proudly organized by the Indonesian National Association of Social Workers in collaboration with national universities and institutions. My name is Suhaila, and I am honored to serve as the host for today's program. Before we begin, allow me to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed guests and participants. First and foremost, we are deeply honored to welcome our distinguished speaker, Professor Violet E. Horvath's PhD, Director of Pacific Disability Center of John A. Burns School of Medicine, University of Hawaii, United States. We are also pleased to welcome our moderator for today's sessions, Hirasmando Rajakukuk, who will be guiding us through the session later. A special welcome as well to representative from the Ministry of Social Affairs of Indonesia and the Indonesian National Council of Social Welfare. Warm welcome to Dr. Puji Pujiono MSW, the President of the Indonesian Independent Association of Professional Social Worker, along with specialized social worker associations and provincial chapters. We would also like to acknowledge a key figure in advancing disability inclusive social work in Indonesia, Mr. Muhammad Lutfi STR-SOS MSW, Chairperson of the Indonesian Social Workers Associations in Disability. Special thanks to our collaborating universities, Muhammadiyah Jakarta University, the Islamic State University of Jakarta, Binawan University, University of Indonesia, and Pajajaran University. To all social workers, lecturers, students, humanitarian workers, and disability community members joining us via Zoom and YouTube, we are truly honored by your presence and grateful for your support. Ladies and gentlemen, the Social Work International Lecture Series is a regular forum aimed at encouraging global knowledge exchange and strengthening the practice of social work through learning and collaborations. It serves as a bridge between global insight and local actions, empowering social workers to grow and lead in their fields. Today's sessions held under the theme Transforming Social Work Practice, Social Work with Persons with Disabilities. This is more than just an event. It is a moment for us to reflect, to connect, and to stand in solidarity with persons with disabilities. It reminds us of the responsibility we share as a professional, as communities, and as individuals to help build a world that is inclusive, accessible, and empowering for all. Our goals today are simple but meaningful. The first one is to introduce a contemporary framework for social work practice with persons with disabilities, grounded in empowerment and human rights. The second one, to explore practical methods and techniques used by social workers in supporting persons with disabilities in diverse contexts. And the last one, to identify opportunities from regional and international cooperation that can enhance inclusive and transformative social work practices. We will begin with welcome remarks and setting the stage presentation by Mr. Muhammad Lutfi STR SOS MSW, Chairperson of the Indonesian Social Workers Associations in Disabilities, and will be followed by the feature presentation from Professor Violet A. Horvath's PhD, Director of the Pacific Disability Center at the John A. Burns School of Medicine, University of Hawaii, United States, who will share global insight on disability and social work practice. Now, to officially open the session, we are honored to invite Dr. Puji Pujiono, the President of the Indonesian Independent Association of Professional Social Workers, or IPSPI, to deliver the opening remarks. Pak Puji, the screen is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Puji Pujiono, President of the Indonesian Independent Association of Professional Social Workers. Welcome you to this 11th edition of the Social Work International Lecture Series, featuring a very distinguished speaker, Professor Violet Horvath of the Hawaii University. She will be speaking about social work with disabilities, a very important and paradigmatic change happening in that field. Let me also thank my fellow social worker, Muhammad Lutfi, himself a person living with disability, but he is the chairperson of the Indonesian Association of Social Work with Disabilities. Also, my younger fellow, Hirsa Mando, a postgraduate student who is entering the field of social work with disability at the Social Work of Indonesia. Let me take this opportunity to thank our collaborating organization, the Indonesian Ministry of Social Affairs and the Indonesian National Council of Social Welfare, as well as premier universities who have the Department of Social Welfare as collaborating universities. They are the University of Muhammadiyah in Jakarta, the Binawan University, the Islamic State University in Jakarta, the Pajajaran University, and of course the University of Indonesia. Beyond all and above all, the program manager of the Social Work International Lecture Series, Ms. Disha Marianti, who has been managing the whole thing. Thanks to her, thanks to you. I wish you all a good deliberation. Do ask questions, debate, and discuss this very important matter. I wish you a good discussion. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Pak Puji, for your thoughtful remarks. Your words set a strong foundation for today's discussions. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, we now officially open today's sessions. Once again, thank you to all our distinguished guests and participants for joining us today. Before we continue, here are a few quick housekeeping reminders to help ensure a smooth and inclusive sessions. Please turn on your Zoom camera. Please keep your microphone muted unless you are invited to speak. These sessions is conducted in English. If you need support in understanding, feel free to turn on the closed caption on Zoom. We are pleased to provide both sign language interpretations and English Bahasa Indonesia interpretations to support greater accessibility and inclusion throughout today's session. We encourage your active participations. To join the discussion, please use the raise hand feature or type your question in the chat box. We will prioritize live questions during the Q&A, followed by selected written ones. You are welcome to ask questions in either English or Bahasa Indonesia. The moderator will assist with translation when needed. Please note that this session is being recorded for documentation purposes. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move to the main part of our program. It is my pleasure to invite our moderator, my beloved friend, Mr. Hiras Mandora Jakukuk, known as Hiras. Hiras is a master student in social work at Poltek Esos Bandung. Specializing in disability studies, he is passionate about inclusive policy, community empowerment, and evidence-based practice. Hiras is currently interning with the ASEAN Disability Forum and the International Disability Alliance, and has actively participated in major regional and global disability events. He also brings valuable experience supporting international forums such as the UN SCAP High-Level Meeting and the ASEAN Disability Inclusive Development Forum. We are very honored to have him with us today. Without further ado, I hand over the screen to Hiras.
We would like to thank our Master of Ceremony for the warm introduction. Thank you, Suhaila. But I think we have to invite Mas Lutfi first. Mas Lutfi, are
Hi,
you here
Hiras.
with us?
Yeah. Could you
Yes,
hear
the
me?
floor is yours. Yes, yes. The floor is yours now, Mas Lutfi.
Sorry, Hiras.
The floor is yours now for your welcome remarks.
Okay, yeah. Just go. Oh, it's my turn now. Hello, Hiras.
Yes, over to you, Mas Lutfi.
Oh, it's over to me now. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon. It's a real honor to me to be here, speaking on behalf of APSDC, the Indonesian Social Worker Association in Disability, at this important international seminar on transforming social work practices with a strong focus on inclusivity and human rights. A warm welcome to our distinguished speaker, Professor Violet E. Horvath, Director of Pacific Disability Center, University of Hawaii. Good evening, Professor. It's a real privilege to have you with us now. I'd also like to acknowledge the representative of Ministry of Social Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia and the Indonesian Council of Social Welfare. My heartful appreciation goes to the president of the Indonesian Independent Association of Professional Social Worker, Dr. Puji Pujiono, and his team, who initiated and organized this important event, and to all our association colleagues, leaders, university partners, all fellow social workers, and all participants today. Thank you for your attendance. It shows your commitment to advancing social work practices in Indonesia. Let me briefly introduce our association. I promise to keep it short. No worries. APSDC. This association was founded is in response to growing concern about the gap between social work practices and the rapid dynamic and evolution of disability movement in Indonesia. Over the last 2 decades, Indonesian disability organizations have made tremendous strides. They've built a strong ecosystem driven by their passionate and capable leaders, organizers, researchers, and advocates who have not only empowered their own community, but have also partnered with government and other organizations to shape policies and action plans from national to local levels. A big part of that progress is thanks to their strong belief in social model of disability. They believe disability isn't about individual conditions or barriers, but about the environment that lacks access, support, and trust. Disability isn't about inability. It's about diversity in how people experience and interact with the world. While the movement of disability rights has made real progress, social worker practices and institutional services are still lagging behind. For example, in many of rehabilitation centers, we often see outdated of approaches, including their techniques, methods, and program contents that haven't kept up with the time. On the other hand, more innovative and empowering practices often come from initiatives led by disability organizations themselves. Looking at these conditions, this is exactly why we established this association to create a space where the social worker practitioners and academics can come together, learn from each other, and help push the practices forward. As a chairperson of the association, today I hope isn't only an opportunity to learn from and to listen to Professor Pilot's lecture, but also a real step forward for all of us. In the end, I'll leave you with a simple truth, something that really capture in what we believe.
Interpretation.
Inclusivity is not a favor. It is a fair go for everyone. So let's enjoy a group session ahead and cheers.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad Lutfi, for your wonderful remarks. I would start Over again, I would like to thank our Master of Ceremony for the warm introduction, Miss Haila. Thank you very much. And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hirasmando Rajagugu. It is my great pleasure to be the moderator today and to welcome you all to this month's Social Work International Lecture Series. We'd like to welcome our distinguished speaker, Professor Violet Horvath, PhD, the Director of Pacific Disability Center at John A. Burns School of Medicine, University of Hawaii, United States. A special welcome to the representatives from the Ministry of Social Affairs, the Indonesian National Council of Social Welfare, and to Dr. Puji Pujiono, the President of IPSPI, and to Mr. Muhammad Lutfi, the Chairperson of APSDC, along with colleagues from professional associations and provincial chapters. Our thanks to our university partners also, Muhammadiyah Jakarta University, the Islamic State University of Jakarta, Binawan University, University of Indonesia, and Pajajaran University. And of course, to all distinguished participants, the social workers, students, humanitarian workers joining us in the Zoom meeting room, and those watching the live stream on YouTube. Warm greetings and thank you for being with us today. Our session today carries an important and timely theme, transforming social work practice, social work, and persons with disabilities. As we aware, the traditional deficit-based model in social work, which focuses on fixing individuals with disabilities, is now being challenged by a progressive paradigm shift. A strength-based approach is taking root, one that centers empowerment, self-determination, and inclusion. This approach encourages us as social workers to become allies, guided by cultural sensitivity and trauma-informed care, rather than assuming the role of saviors. It invites us to integrate the principles of intersectionality and human rights into our work, promoting autonomy, dignity, and truly inclusive communities. Before we begin with our distinguished speaker presentation, allow me to briefly share a few important reminders to ensure a smooth session for everyone in the Zoom meeting room and watching on YouTube. This session will run approximately 19 minutes, 60 minutes for the keynote presentation, and followed by a 30 minutes Q&A segment. For everyone in the Zoom meeting room, please ensure that your microphone remains muted unless you are invited to speak. You may also use the raise hand feature to engage. We also encourage everyone in the meeting room to turn on your cameras if possible. If you wish to ask a question, please feel free to type it in the chat box at any time during the session. We will prioritize the verbal question first. However, selected questions in the chat box will be addressed during the Q&A segment. Last but not least, don't forget to take notes, as today's insight will be valuable for enriching and evolving your own social work practices. Thank you for attention to these guidelines. We appreciate your cooperation in making this session smooth and productive. So, without further delay, I am pleased to officially begin this session. Now it is my distinct honor to introduce our speaker, Professor Violet Horvath, PhD. Professor Violet Horvath, PhD, has been serving as the director of the Pacific Disability Center at the John A. Burns School of Medicine, University of Hawaii, for nearly 12 years. Wow. Previously, she worked for almost a decade as an acting assistant professor, then as an assistant professor, and finally as a program coordinator for the distance education option at the University of Hawaii at Manoas Myron B. Thompson School of Social Work. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Psychology, a Master of Social Work in Social Work, a PhD in Social Welfare and Social Work, all from Washington University in St. Louis. Additionally, she earned a Bachelor of Arts in Theater from the University of Nevada, Reno, and a Master of Fine Arts in Theater from Leiden University. With her interdisciplinary background and long-standing commitment to disability rights and inclusive social work practice, Professor Violet has contributed greatly to shaping more equitable and empowering approaches in the field. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Professor Violet E. Horvath, PhD.
Mahalo for that. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate the very warm welcome. So
Hello,
now
Professor Violet.
now I actually have to live up to that.
I hope
All
everything
right.
is great there.
It is, yes. Aloha from
Yes.
Hawaii. I know it's morning there for you folks, but for me right now it's 21:23. So it's 9 o'clock at night, almost 9:30 at night for me here. And I was kind of joking, but not earlier when I was saying I had to put my alarm clock on because otherwise there was a good chance I'd be sitting on the sofa asleep right now, snoring. So I
Yes.
did not want to miss this. And thank you to all of you who have your cameras on. It really is helpful to me. And it's okay if you're multitasking, if you're eating or doing other things, I understand. But thank you for having your cameras on.
Okay. Okay.
I
Professor
just want
Violet.
to, oh yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We are truly honored. We are truly honored to have you with us today. Now the floor is yours for the next 60 minutes. Over to you,
Yes.
Professor.
Okay. So I'll begin by describing myself. I am a 65-year-old white woman. I have what could still probably generously be called mostly brown hair. Although seriously, every day when I look in the mirror, I do believe there's more gray hair every single day. Today I'm wearing a purple shirt, and my background, if things were working correctly, my background would be a picture of the School of Medicine, but things aren't working correctly. So behind me, I have giant blades of grass with dew on them. So it looks like I've been shrunken down and I'm sitting in someone's lawn somewhere. So that's who I am, where I am right now. And I should also tell you that I am a person with a disability. I have osteoarthritis in multiple joints. If you're not familiar with osteoarthritis, it's a degenerative disorder where basically the cushioning between the joints in your body wears away. And sometimes it completely wears away. And it can cause a tremendous amount of pain. So it's in both of my feet, in both of my hips. It's in my lower back where it's severe. And just last year, I found out it's in both of my hands too. So it's becoming harder and harder for me to open bottles and do all kinds of things. It's getting harder and harder to type. I also had it in both knees where it was incredibly severe and unbelievably painful to the point where I could barely walk or stand. But 2 years ago, I was able to have both of my knees replaced, which is absolutely fantastic. I still have pain from the osteoarthritis in the other joints, but things are much, much better. I also identify as neurodivergent, which simply means in my case that my brain just works a little differently. And I realized that just a few years ago when I was learning about neurodivergence, and I went, that describes me. And now that a lot of things make sense. So let's dive on in here. These slides that I'm going to be sharing with you, you will receive a copy of them in a few days. I do have 1 hour, but I have a lot of material to go over. So I won't be able to go in depth into some of the slides. So that's why it'll be helpful for you to be able to have the slides afterwards. And for those of you who are blind or with vision loss, My slides are very simple. Mostly they're just black text on a white background. I do have some graphics, but I will